I thought I would do a diary, a video diary, to chat about my hypnotherapy journey. So I have my full session. I had that yesterday. My first session it was very interesting. It was a bit of an eye opener. Um, when I was going to do hypnotherapy, I was thinking, she's coming at me clucking like a chicken or something like that. I just thought there'd be a trigger word and suddenly I'd be weird and stuff and I'd be unconscious and I wouldn't know what was happening. And apparently, that stage show hypnotist, this is nothing like that. It's so relaxing, but you're strangely out of control. It's really bizarre. And so the first session, we did a little bit about chocolate aversion, which is why I went to her. Actually, this is the main reason I went to her was because of chocolate aversion. And then because some days I was eating nearly a kilo of the stuff, and you sort of put that into perspective and you're thinking, that is a lot of money. Well, except I always got everything on offer, but it was still a lot of money that was being wasted. The pain that the sugar was inducing on my body was just unreal. And it was doing my digestive system no good, and my weight and everything else. It was just the stupidest thing. But I couldn't seem to get out of it. Chocolate had this real solid addiction to me. I would walk through the shops and it's like, oh, well, I'm here, I need to buy something. Or I'd see something on offer and it's like, I'll get that, I'll start the diet tomorrow, and I could not help myself. And I suppose it's a little bit like maybe being a smoker or an alcoholic or something. I remember once, and this is an addiction I've had for years. I remember once I really wanted some chocolate. I was really angry. I associated chocolate with stress, and I remember the petrol in the tank was really low and there was no shop locally, so I had to drive to the next village. So I got in the car, drove to the next village, bought some chocolate, and then on the way home, I'd run out of petrol. And it was all for like a little dairy milk, and that still wasn't a warning for me. That still wasn't just stop doing this, chocolate is not that important. And I could not get out of it. I mean, I just cannot stress how important it was. I'd go shopping and always just buy myself a little something. I mean, I might get things for other people as well, but I would stash it in my pockets and hide it, and it was awful, really, and I mean, at weekends I probably wouldn't eat so much because I'd have the kids around and stuff like that. It's much harder to hide chocolate then. But when I go into the office, my lunch, I'd have something relatively healthy. I'd think, oh, no wheat, because wheat isn't good for me. So I'd go for the whole healthy option, and then I'd buy humongous bar of chocolate. And when I say humongous, I mean like, the really, really big ones you can get for like £4. It's a bit ridiculous. And the thing is, I didn't even particularly like the taste of it. So that was even more stupid, really. Anyway, I digress. So my first appointment with Hilary was we were trying to do some chocolate aversion even, and also we did some, I can't remember what she called it, but sort of going back into the past and trying to look at early memories of myself. Now, when we did that bit, I cried, and that was completely unintentional. I wasn't doing it on purpose or anything. I was trying really hard to talk to my younger self and say positive things, and I couldn't. It was just so difficult. And then with the chocolate thing, she'd asked me, what's your worst possible flavour. Now, I've never had tripe before, but I remember the smell made me vomit. I mean, it was just hideous. We had to dissect it when we were at school. So I said, oh, make chocolate feel like tripe. It wasn't strong enough. Very weird. And apparently it works for some people, doesn't work for other people. This whole trying to associate food with something disgusting. So I still consumed quite a lot of chocolate after that one. But it did leave me, the session did leave me with this sort of query about whether or not I was autistic. And I mean, this is not something she said, oh yes, you're autistic, you know, but we did talk about autism, and I had always thought that I was a little bit autistic because I have real sensory issues. But the thing that was really interesting was that it could be that maybe all those years of depression, maybe I wasn't depressed. Maybe it was because I was autistic and I just could not cope or understand all the emotions. I've always had problems with emotions. So that session was eye-opening and really, really interesting. So, yeah, that was the first one. Okay, so, sorry, interruption from a child. So, the next session was about a week and a half later, and we really tackled this chocolate aversion. So I can't even say the word. She did it in a way where I had pathways and visualizing and stuff like that. And oh my god, I can't. Joe, I was a bit skeptical, but I have not had any chocolate since. There's a tiny bit of chocolate on a biscuit that I had the other day. It's like it had been sat in chocolate, and you know, it was like. And it's not just a case of I hate chocolate now. That's the weird thing. At first, I'd avoid the chocolate in the shops and stuff like that, you know. But now I can go and I can buy chocolate for other people, but I just have absolutely no interest in buying it for myself. If I'm choosing biscuits for workshops and cakes for workshops, I don't get chocolate, or I didn't. But the last one that I did actually buy chocolate mini rolls, which I love. Oh no, I'll correct that. I loved, and I didn't eat any of them. I wasn't even tempted. That's the thing. It's not like there's something in my brain going, oh no, better not have that because I don't want to undo all the good work and stuff like that. It's honestly, it's nothing to do with that at all. I just have absolutely no interest in eating it or getting it for myself. My partner bought me a big box of Maltesers. I was like, I just don't fancy them. I just don't want them. You know, I said no to chocolate. That is huge for me. Quite amazing, really. So, it's been well over a month now since that appointment, and I've still not had any chocolate. I mean, I am partly worried. Sorry, my hands are a bit shaky. And it's not chocolate withdrawal. Because it's early morning and I can't get comfortable now that my daughter's interrupting me. Yeah, it's not like I'm missing it at all, and I'm not even wanting to replace it with anything. You know, I find biscuits too dry, and in fact, I just don't have a sweet tooth anymore. I just don't. I don't need it, and that is going from what I was before. It is just completely astounding. I mean, just mind-blowing that I no longer have this horrific need for chocolate. Yeah, and also, I mean, the bonus to that is that my pain has improved. So I'm not as swollen. I mean, it's not going to eliminate all the fibro pain, and you know, I know losing weight is not going to eliminate all the fibro pain either. But it is getting rid of the pain that is caused by the sugar being an inflammatory in my body. It's just, it is life-changing, actually. You know, the more I think about it, it is quite. I hadn't realised how much chocolate had been a part of my life, you know, and I sort of, yeah, no, it's completely amazing. It really is. So, yeah, that was my second treatment. So it's like, whoa, this is amazing. So going on to my third treatment, we did about power. So maybe I need to put you down. Sorry. Um, nice view of the roof there, sorry. Okay, so power. We did this, I don't know if it's got a technical term or anything like that, but it was looking at how I have allowed people to have power over me in my past. And some are more present, some are a long time ago, and we sort of visualised this power and asking for this power to cut, we wanted the power back and everything else. And it was again, I say this, it is a really bizarre experience. But it just works. I think you probably have to have a hypnotherapist that you trust. I mean, I think that makes a huge difference. But yeah, no, it was really good. And when I left that, I did feel a little bit more in control. Almost like I wasn't going to give that power away again. Not to the same extent. I wasn't going to give headroom to people who were destructive in my life. I was just going to take every day at a time, and it did have a positive impact. Not as dramatic as the chocolate, I have to say, but it did alter my mindset slightly, and that was brilliant. It was so good. So yesterday we did. She wants to have a tackle my pain. Okay, so if you are a chronic sufferer of pain, so if you have fibromyalgia or ME or any of the others, pain is a huge part, and the pain is exhausting. So you then get fatigue and stuff like that. My pain is really, really random. I'll have it all over the place or nowhere, and then suddenly a shooting pain. It can stop you walking from 1 minute, and the next you're okay. It's the bizarrest thing. So this treatment, we had part of what I wanted was to feel not less responsive to the pain. I didn't want the pain to sort of take over like it had been, but also I wanted to be able to understand when it was a good time to stop doing what I'm doing. So sort of recognising the signs and things like that. So we had this lovely little meadow. I was visualising this little sort of garden and stuff like that, and there was some little wicker chairs all the way around, and various different parts of my body. It sounds weird. It was kind of really funny at the time. They were all sat on chairs, sort of a bit like what I imagine an AA meeting to be like. And they were sort of, some were more desperate to talk than others, and some had needs, and some just were there to sort of say hi or look after them and stuff like that. And it really does sound loopy, and I think if I'd recorded it I would be splitting my sides, but it was brilliant. And afterwards I had to walk to catch the bus. I'm thinking, do you know what, I feel lighter. It was very, very weird. And actually I came home last night after walking back to the office and then walking to reflexology and then back again, and I was not in the same level of pain. I mean, part of that obviously is going to be the reflexology, but that was trying to focus on this labyrinthitis that I had last week, because my vision is still a little bit funny, and I find looking at things for any length of time really quite difficult. But I felt great, and this morning I was able to bend over and give my daughter a hug in bed, which I haven't been able to do in ages, so I'll keep you updated. Okay, so just to update you, I am walking to the bus without my stick. Look, da-da-da. Which I've not done in a while. The pain is really good. Got twinges, But generally, I've been going through sort of the things that we did in hypnotherapy through in my brain, and it seems to really be helping. So far I've been feeling pretty good. Still a bit fatigued, but you know, you can't get rid of fibromyalgia, so it's you know, small things, but the pain is definitely improving. So fingers crossed. Okay, quick pain diary. So I'm in Bristol. I didn't bring my sticks with me. So far, the pain level's been pretty good. It's been a really intense day today. So we went on a course to do a batik, and there was a fair amount of standing, so I did have to sit down, and I was pretty knackered by the end. My lower back is quite sore, but I got through a lot more than I thought I would do. There was quite a bit of walking. It was about, I think I did about 20-25 minutes walking in all. It's not too bad. I would say that the effects are kind of wearing off a little bit, but generally speaking, I would be unconscious and taking those painkillers. So I don't think I'm doing too badly, really. So we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, I will log on again soon. Hello. So I'm gonna end this little video diary here for now. Hopefully I'll be back again. So I am 7 weeks after the chocolate aversion therapy. Still no chocolate. I am actually getting tired of biscuits because I keep having biscuits, and I'm getting really fed up of those as well. I'm just really not interested in sweet foods. I had a little bit too much wheat at the weekend, trying to find something to substitute it with, but I didn't enjoy it. So, you know, maybe I just don't need to substitute it with anything. Just remember to only eat when I'm hungry. That'll help. Anyway, and then we're 2 weeks, sorry, just checking my diary. A week and a half after my pain hypnotherapy. Again, no stick. I was pretty knackered when I got home yesterday off the train. It had been a really long day. But that said, I then did a load of tidying around the house that needed to be done. So it is loads better. I mean, obviously the fibro hasn't gone, and I'm still going to get really, really random pains. But the thing that's impressive is that I think what I was doing is, after the sugar addiction, when I stopped that, my body stopped being so inflamed. And I think what was happening is I was almost holding on to the memory of the pain from the sugar addiction. So I think what the hypnotherapy has done is actually reminded me that just because I have lived with pain because of the, you know, everything being inflamed, that the pain isn't necessarily always there. And like I said, I'm still going to get a lot of fibro pain on and off at random times, but I just feel that I'm not flaring, so maybe that's contributing towards not having any pain, and the hypnotherapy has helped with that. I mean, it's just amazing. I don't fully understand it. I'm certainly not cured of fibro. I mean, there isn't a cure to fibro. You have it, and I'm afraid you get stuck with it. But it has certainly made the last week and a bit so much better. And the last 7 weeks without chocolate has just been amazing, completely life transforming. It's really incredible. So I'm going to end it here, so I can get this up. Because I really want to share my story. I kind of think it's just an amazing thing, and I'd love to hear if you've had hypnotherapy and what your feelings have been. I will do another diary again soon and let you know how I'm doing. I've got another session this week, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated anyway. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.